In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the JBL Quantum One. I'm actually recording my voice right now through the HyperX Cloud 2. So later on in the video, when we go to do a microphone test, we'll be able to see how much better or worse the JBL Quantum One microphone is over this one. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. So it's been going on 3 years now. I've been using this headset as my daily driver. Though there are an amazing amount of pros to this headset, there are some cons. We're going to get into that later in this video. But right now, we're going to take you through the unboxing process and take a look at how this packaging is. Looks like in the back of the box we have some more accessories. This cable is just one out of two. You can actually use just a 3.5mm jack for this cable, and then we'll take a look at the other cable later that is built in. It's USB. There you go, you have the pamphlets, and you also have the microphone that plugs directly into the headset. So now you have the option, if you don't want to run with the microphone, you just want to listen to music, you can actually leave that unplugged. Moving on to the headset, we're going to go ahead and flip it around and take a look at that cable that I was telling you about. So right there in the back, you can see the cable. It's USB at about 105 inches. If we were to take a look at the end of the cable, you can see here that it is a USB-C connection that plugs into the headset, and then on the other side you'll see the USB type A that plugs into the back of the computer or whatever console that you want to use. So now we're going to take a look at the dial that actually integrates into that cable. That dial serves to allow you to adjust the chat volume as opposed to the game volume to prioritize one over the other. And that actually is going to be one of the cons of this headset that I will get into in detail later in the video, so make sure to stay tuned. Moving on to the actual physical headset itself. And I might add, that's going to be one of the primary pros of this video is the build quality of this headset. The foam is rigid, so it actually cups around your ears, so you're not feeling the back of the cup when you have it up against your ear. Very comfortable. It's almost like a memory foam, full adjustability with the headband, and it just allows you to plug and play anything you want for whatever specific use case you're going to use the headset for. Like right now, nothing is plugged in, so it's kind of like a minimalistic setup. So as we discussed earlier in the video, there is that detachable microphone. You can actually see the port on the front of that headset. And it looks like it has an interesting kind of setup, both a 3.5mm jack and something a bit smaller, but it just plugs right into the headset. So what's really neat is that if you just want to listen to music or you're on the go, maybe you're using this headset for that specific purpose, you don't necessarily have to plug in the microphone. So that's all ultimately less bulk for whatever specific use case you want to use it for. The USB Type-C just plugs directly into the headset, and then you have the other end that goes into the computer. So moving on to the first major con that, like I said before, was with the dial on this cable. Oftentimes I would be playing games and I would be moving around, and the dial itself would slide off the desk and fall and yank on the cable. Now, it's not a deal breaker. It doesn't happen all the time, but it is an annoyance. And I would like to see them re-engineer that dial so that it's something more lightweight. So right here is the headset, and right here is the dial. It's kind of overemphasized being on the edge of the desk like this, but it does happen to me, not frequently, but often enough to be of an annoyance. So I just want to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm putting the headset on, and now let's say that I accidentally pull a little bit on this cable. It falls down like that, and now it just yanks down on the cable. So, you know, I would much rather see something like what HyperX integrates into their cables, where it's just like something light and it's got a couple of dials on it, and it's a smaller, more simplistic design. Moving on to the overall sound quality of this headset, you have the lows, mids, and the highs. All were good. The one thing I will say is that I was expecting more bass out of this headset for the price point. Other than that, it's a very good headset, and the surround sound is not too washed out. It doesn't sound hollow. It's pretty good. Moving on to the microphone testing. As stated before, I was using the HyperX Cloud 2 headset for the voiceover. I'm using the Cloud 2 right now, and I just wanted to show you something real quick. Right when you go to plug in the headset, it will prompt you to install software automatically, which is really cool. And this is the software. It's not finding the device because I have the Cloud 2 connected and not the JBL Quantum One. So what I'm going to do is switch over to that headset. I already installed all the software needed for the Quantum One. I rebooted my machine to make sure all the changes took effect. So I'm going to plug that in now. We're not only going to hear the difference between the Cloud 2 and the JBL Quantum One, but we're also going to be able to take a look at this cool software that comes with that headset. So here's a quick look at the software. It's pretty good, I will say. You have the volume here. You have right here, you can see that the microphone is being registered by my voice. To the right, you have game volume and chat volume, where you can prioritize. You can turn on or off the spatial surround sound. There's also a head tracker. I did not use this, but it comes with a little attachment that you connect to the headset, and it will track the movement of your head. Maybe it's for something like VR. Go ahead and let me know in the comments section below if there's a specific use case that you know of that might not be used for VR. So right here we have the equalizer. You can also change the lighting. You can turn the lighting off and on. You can set the spatial sound. So you have the Quantum Sphere 360. You can also use DTS, or you can just shut it off. There's certain games out there that they work well with stereo surround sound, so having that option is pretty cool. You have the microphone here. It shows you the mic level, mic volume, side tone, system software. This will prompt you automatically to update whenever there's a new version. And I will say that there's been a couple of times where the update actually fixes issues that I've had with this headset. And when you go to click help here, you get your frequently asked questions, user manual, and a whole plethora of information on the headset.